Hello everyone and welcome to the second pair of events today here at the Daytona International Speedway, the Crown Royal Truck Series, Duels at Daytona. Matty Porta blasted out a single lap qualifying time 3/10 faster than Peter Onjak in that same single qualifying session. Matty Porta starting on pole alongside him, Anderson Reed. We welcome you back here to the NSDCA on NBCSN. Let's go down to the Peacock pit box and say hi to Peter Onjak.
Well, folks, I'm back again, but in a different sort of capacity for my duel, which will be duel number 2. I'll be serving the role as an in-race reporter. Hope you like me in the MDCS, and we're going to be basically doing the same thing here.
And to start off in this pre-race show, Peter, what about Anderson Reed right there, starting second once again in that number 04 truck? This time he won his duel in the Mountain Dew Custom Series from starting second. Can he do it again today?
He can, even though he is locked in on his qualifying time. So if he doesn't win, I just hope he keeps that truck clean, because we have all 4 cars into the show through Reed's good qualifying time and the charters.
That's going to be good. And speaking of the charters, the charter system new to the NSDCA this season. Let's go ahead and talk about the off-season auctions. There were a lot of charters up for sale from SSC Automotive, PNC Racing, as well as 4 extra charters the teams could have bought to round out the 25 charter field. Peter Onjak is one of the teams that has all 3 of their full-time trucks chartered up, so they will be locked into every race this season. And the 04 of Anderson Reed is in through the Reese's Big Cup Dodge car because he qualified fast enough. There are some teams, though, that kind of... Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying about the qualifying format that the fastest 5 trucks are getting in that are non-chartered, and then outside of that, it's the top 5 unchartered trucks that weren't fast enough in each duel.
Exactly. The top 5 trucks that are in this duel that are non-chartered trucks will be shot right in to the race. Of course, these duels are another 10-lap race. The Crown Royal Truck Series and NSDCA have decided to shorten the races down to 10 laps due to encroaching weather. There has been a lot of weather problems in Daytona Beach this past speed weeks, so we're trying to get these races in before the rain hits. So these will be 2 10-lap races. Now, you see these drivers. There's Mike Cook in that 89, Anderson Reed in that 04, and Derek Bouchard in that 17. They're starting second, third, and fifth. Those are 3 of the 5 drivers that are locked in to the show, which off of qualifying. Now, there are a bunch of non-chartered trucks in here. 31 of the 54 trucks that came down to Daytona are non-chartered. I think I did the math wrong there, but it's fine. And outside line sim racing. Yeah. Outside line sim racing starting 5th and 8th. John Dilk starting further back there, the full-time car in that 68. That's a surprise as well there. Those 2 teams teamed up for pedal to metal racing. Do you think they're going to be able to show some speed here in the duels?
Maybe. I mean, they've been faster than both Smart and Gold and Motorsports, the other 2, like, brand new teams basically. So I expect them to do a lot, but with Ethan Head, their team owner, being injured, that might hurt their confidence a little bit.
I think instead they might try to go win this race just for Ethan and dedicate it to him. And Ethan, of course, sitting in a hospital, sitting at home, I should say, in Bristol, Tennessee. He's getting ready to come back. He will be back to race at Bristol later on this season. But that's enough of our pre-race show. Thank you, Peter, for tuning into the pre-race. And we will go ahead and go down trackside for the commands. We'll go to the commands to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
And with the engines fired, we're going to go ahead and get ready to go racing here for 10 laps around the Daytona International Speedway. Matty Porta and Anderson Reed are the drivers on row number 1. Alongside behind them are Mike Cook and Gatlin Downey. I am going to take a quick break here right now to fix the graphics because CRTS is a little higher quality, so I apologize for that. We're just going to keep it for a better looking it's better FPS before my computer blows up. I apologize for that break. We're back live, and it's Mike Cook you see starting 3rd with Gatlin Downey in 4th. Red Bull Motorsports has all of their trucks locked into the field. Gatlin Downey in that 19 is locked in. You also see Derek Bouchard in that 17, and alongside Cody Goforth, there's AJ Jones and John Dilks. Behind them, Alexander Rowe. He bought a charter for this season, so the 63 team is locked in, and Cody Smart in that 84. Brandon Morris, who failed to make the Mountain Dew Custom Series race, he starts in row number 6 with brand new team NS Racing with Nathan Stapleton. In row number 7, Diego Yepes and Brad Stover. In row 8, Zachary DeLello and Carter Fries. In row 9, Logan Bradley and Zachary Fitzwater. Row 10, Eli Bright and Sam Picard, who did not make the race either. Row 11 is Nicholas Wade and Nathan Ormond. Row 12, Caleb Henderson, DJ Gibson. Row 13, hello? Since we want all trucks to start the race, Nathan Stapleton decided to screw that up, so let's just speed up through this again. Great job, Stapleton. That's what a new truck budget gives you there. But the rest of the field you see there, it was Caleb Henderson, DJ Gibson, Dusty Neal, Austin Johnson, and Kalen Nosler round out the field. The bottom 5 right here, all 5 of these drivers in backup trucks after their problems in qualifying. But Matty Porta, Peter Onchak, only 2 drivers went under a 49 second sub 49 second lap time. Both Peter Onchak, Matty Porta ran 48 second laps. Matty Porta put out a strong qualifying performance. He's looking to win it today, but Anderson Reed, winner of duel number 1 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, starts up alongside him. Right here, we're coming down to the front straightaway. It's going to be a 10-lap shootout, just like the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Porta and Anderson Reed alongside. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing at Daytona. Matty Porter in that 20 truck. He's going to pull on ahead right now with Anderson Reed sitting just outside of him on that outside line. Mike Cook and the 17 of Derek Bouchard right there on the inside line. Gatlin Downey gets shuffled out. Again, remember, it's not that everyone in the top 15 gets to race in. It's all of the drivers that are non-charter, the top 5, make it in. Right now, as they run, that would be Mike Cook, Anderson Reed, Cody Goforth, Derek Bouchard, and right now the battle would be between John Dilks and Cody Smart. Heading into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time, Anderson Reed on the outside line. The Reed could work, or the outside line could work, and that's what Reed's going to do. He's going to be able to keep that second position. Gatlin Downey up top now. Anderson Reed ducks to the inside, looking for a run on Matty Porta, looking for the race lead. Porta across the line. He leads that lap. But behind him is now the 42, the 04. Here comes Cody Goforth down to the inside. He did not make the race in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Now in a Crown Royal truck, he's going for the race lead. But Anderson Reed, he was unstoppable in duel number 1. Can he be unstoppable in duel number 2? Off the back of the pack, you see Dusty Neal and Kalen Nosler. Neither of them have anything they can fall back on to make the race, so they better hope that they could race their way right on up. There's Cody Goforth in that 42. He's now going to look down to the inside on Anderson Reed. Almost a bit of contact, it looked like there. Matty Porta, Gatlin Downey now all the way to the outside. They're going to slow down the inside line a bit slow. A big stack up by Anderson Reed. Porta using the outside line. He's going to pull right back to the race lead in that 20 truck. What a move by Porta. The outside line gave him the shove. Gatlin Downey is into the outside wall. These guys cannot really run 3 wide like that through the tri-oval due to the safer barrier. And now AJ Jones looks to the inside. He is going to get help from the 63 of Alexander Rowe. Brandon Morris right there. He's locked into the show. Now let's take a look once again at the helicopter cam at the top 5 drivers that are right now would be in this race. Cody Goforth leads the non-chartered trucks with Anderson Reed second, Mike Cook third, John Dilks up to 4th, Sam Picard, look at that, a 3-car battle right there. But now Logan Bradley, that is the battle for the transfer spot between Sam Picard and Logan Bradley, whichever one can make it. Brandon Morris real slow on that inside line, and AJ Jones in the 88 coming out of his retirement. He's now to the race lead, passing his own driver, Matty Porta, but AJ Jones up to the lead here at Daytona. Anderson Reed back on the inside line in that 04. He's trying to get that push. He's trying to push the 63 of Alexander Rowe. As they run, AJ Jones, we forgot to mention, Jones is not locked in. He does not have a charter on that truck. He gave it to Larry Hagan and Matty Porta. So AJ Jones is a non-chartered truck. Now Alexander Rowe making a shot. Anderson Reed going up the middle. He's going to be able to carry some momentum. But as they run, AJ Jones, Anderson Reed, Mike Cook, Cody Goforth. and Logan Bradley are your 5 uncharted trucks. But you see John Dilks, Sam Picard up there, Derek Bouchard. He has the lap time that could get him in. John Dilks does not. But as they go, AJ Jones right now in the race lead, 2 and 3 wide. Porta and Gatlin Downey all the way to the outside. Now Alexander Rowe trying to make the outside line work. Anderson Reed back down to the bottom. And here comes Anderson Reed in that 04. He has Mike Cook right behind him. Diego Yepes. Look at Diego for Diego Yepes Incorporated. We talked earlier in the Mountain Dew Custom Series race about the split up between them and GoDaddy Motorsports. Now Zachary DeLello pushing him. Anderson Reed back to the front. Can Reed be a Daytona master if he can win this race? But as they run, again, your top 3 right there. Logan Bradley would be the 4th one in. The battle for the cutoff going to Cody Goforth right now. He is the first one in the show. Nathan Stapleton not locked into the show. Neither is Sam Picard, Zachary Fitzwater, Cody Smart, the 95, Brad Stover, Caleb Henderson. Now Nathan Ormond into the wall. DJ Gibson as well. He's chartered into the show, so he's fine. But look at that bottom line. Zachary DeLello, Diego Yepes working to the inside. And now Zachary DeLello and Yepes, 2 of the best in the series. They're going to move as now the 57 up to the race lead. DeLello abandons the inside line, pulls up in front of Diego Yepes. The 63 trying to make some moves. Now Logan Bradley on the inside. He is not locked in with a charter. He wants to get his way in, sliding up the track with Matty Porter right behind him. 3x3 wall, and off of the corner we'll see what line works. Brandon Morris cannot get the inside line to work. Diego Yepes slides all the way up. Now Bradley goes up to block Diego Yepes. Coming down the front straightaway. I should probably put the ticker up, but now Logan Bradley in the race lead. We have 4 laps to go. Can Logan Bradley try? No, Yepes dives back to the inside of him. Diego trying to start this race as high as he can, trying to get back in victory lane. The winningest driver in the NSDCA. As they run, Logan Bradley is the first car in the transfer spot. Then it is Anderson Reed, Nathan Stapleton. There's Zachary Fitzwater. He's fought his way from the back. He's in it. And the final transfer spot is between AJ Jones and Mike Cook on that inside line. Cook trying to use the momentum to get him to the front. Diego Yepes in the 77. There you see Brad Stover for Golden Motorsports. He's starting to lose the draft. That could be devastating for his chance at running at Daytona. Logan Bradley, the run on the outside. Now he jumps back to the inside. Yepes blocks. 3 to go at Daytona. Now Anderson Reed, he has not fallen out of the top 10, almost into the back of Zachary DeLello. They're bouncing off of each other further back. And now Anderson Reed moving his 04 right up the middle. Looking for that 3rd position. He is not lost out of this race. Now Bradley right there in 2nd, all over the back of Diego Yepes. He's trying to help. Anderson Reed, Anjado, the Dodges trying to work together. And now Bradley goes up to block him. To try to bring him up here. There's Matty Porta. He's locked into the show as long as he finishes this race. Anderson Reed back down. They split up back there. What happened further back? Couple cars might have gotten together. Dusty Neal working the outside line. They all stack up again. Here comes Kalen Nosley in that 78 working. Top 4 single file as they go. Look at this pack of cars. Now Anderson Reed back up front. It's a 4-car battle. Yepes. It's 2 Fords versus 2 Dodges. Reed jumps down to the inside line. He's trying to get something to work with Bradley, but Bradley doesn't want to go. Might shuffle Zachary DeLello out. Matty Porta 5th. Stapleton 6th. Right now, there's your final transfer driver, Mike Cook, in that 89 for Shepherd Racing. He would be the last one in the show right now. This field has a lot of non-chartered trucks. This is the biggest field we'll see all season long. Now Anderson Reed in that 04 trying to make a move down on the inside. Not gonna work. Field up front starting to spread out. Diego Yepes in the race lead. We're coming around. It's going to be the white flag. Bradley backs up. He's trying to get a run with Reed, but Yepes pulls away. Stapleton is up in 5th. Look at the run by the 80. Now Anderson Reed jumps back to the inside. DeLello tries to throw the block on Stapleton. Bradley does not want to work with Reed, so Reed's going to make him work himself, and now DeLello dives down around. As we see, Mike Cook is right there, the next non-locked-in driver, Kalen Nosler. There's John Dilks, AJ Jones. So they have to catch up to Mike Cook in this time. Reed and DeLello. Reed looks to the inside. DeLello's going to go all the way down, 3 wide into the corner. Who's going to be able to win this race? Stapleton's back there. Fitzwater and Cook making the move. Anderson Reed looking to sweep the Duels. Coming out of turn number 4, will the outside line prevail? Zachary DeLello pushes by on the inside, coming down the front straightaway. Who's going to win it? Zachary DeLello throws the block, and Zachary DeLello wins at Daytona. Anderson Reed locks his way in. Nathan Stapleton, Zachary Fitzwater, Logan Bradley, Mike Cook. Your final 5, he beats AJ Jones by 1 spot, a single spot, but what a run. Zachary DeLello gets to celebrate in victory lane. Zachary Racing takes 2 of the 4 duels today. AJ Jones has to wait. So does Kalen Nosler, Nathan Ormond, John Dilks, Austin Johnson, Sam Picard, not DJ Gibson, Cody Smart, Cody Goforth, Dusty Neal, Brad Stover, Derek Bouchard, and Caleb Henderson all have to hope their times are fast enough. What a run. Zachary DeLello keeps it to the end. And now let's go ahead and go down to our Peacock pit box and talk to Peter Onjak real quick here at the end of this duel.
Oh, man. Well, Banyako must have learned it from his boss because DeLello just pulled the same move.
That was a great run to the end. Reed had it 3 wide. He threw it up the middle, but it just didn't work because DeLello dove under him. But what a race we saw for duel number 1.
That was amazing. Wow. I mean, Reed had one of the strongest trucks. I thought at like lap 5 when Diego took the lead, no one was going to pass. But it was actually DeLello, who's not tied EFS anymore, said, get this win, and he did, and I'm glad he did, because that's DeLello's first NSDCA win in any sort.
Yeah, and that's great to see him finally get it. We saw Sebastian Kukulon in the JROC. He took that race win that at Chicagoland, your home track, of course.
Yeah.
But now DeLello, even though it doesn't count towards his NSDCA win total, it has to be great that he's finally in victory lane at any place, and what better place than Daytona to get it?
It's going to give him a lot of motivation. Although DJ Gibson did struggle, but if you remember back to the MDCS last year, Gibson didn't even make the show, and now he struggled once again in the duels, but this time he's in for sure on those charters.
It's great to see that charter system made a very big battle because we saw Mike Cook, AJ Jones, John Dilks, they were all fighting around that transfer spot. And it was Mike Cook in that Shepard Racing 89, the first time Shepard's ever in a truck. He was able to race it into the show, and he had that strong qualifying. So do you think Shepard could be bringing a championship season here, even though it's just their rookie season in the trucks?
I'm not sure. I think they're going to be one of the big underdogs this season. Obviously, you saw last year with Tyler McCall actually getting a win for Shepard and having some good performances. And obviously, the 89 car for Shepard as well had a couple poles, I want to say, too. So Shepard's really an under-the-radar team just because they don't have a lot of big names. But I think because you saw Mike Cook's performances today and also earlier today, Mark Silas's performance, Shepard might be the big underdog team this season.
Now, them coming off of Tyler McCall, who we all thought he could have had a shot at the championship last season, of course. He was a pretty strong driver. However, his activity, just like a lot of others, took him out of a ride, and that gave Mark Silas the opportunity. So do you think Silas will be able to get up to what Tyler McCall did last season in the MDCS while we're still talking about Shepard here? But do you think he would be able to win a race, even at Iowa or anywhere, possibly for that 19 team?
I'm not sure. It's definitely possible, but I'm not really sure. Silas ran, I believe, half the RBSCS season last year and didn't do a whole lot, but that just depends because he might not be the best at the short tracks. We're just going to have to wait and see how the season plays out. But will Shepard be able to get a win? I'm not sure because a lot of teams have really brought up their strength this season.
That's interesting about not thinking Shepard would win. So do you think any of these underdog teams in here that aren't like the Onj Autos, the TSRs, the Monster split up anyway, do you think any of these underdogs are going to be able to pull something out, maybe not even at Daytona or Talladega, but at like a top track or a tough track such like Watkins Glen or even Chicagoland when we go there for the first time this year?
But I think For if like any of the like the smaller teams or the new teams that are going to win, I think that it's going to be outside line sim racing. They showed a lot of speed here at Daytona. John Dilks, Derek Bouchard, Ethan Head, they've all looked fast. Obviously, if Head can recover from his injury and possibly get one, that'd be a great story.
And
But
that
also, another team to watch out here for the Truck Series is CFRO, the Cloud Foster Racing Operations team, as they have two big drivers in the MDCS. They're kind of overlooked a little. Dusty Neal, Logan Bradley. They're making truck starts, and you saw Logan Bradley had a great duel in that 94.
And speaking of Cloud Foster Racing Operations and that Dodge network of yours that you had a few seasons ago, with Kev Shearer returning to the truck for Impala, do you have any negative, like, bad, I guess, emotions towards him because he just got up and left Fitzwater Australia Racing when you were helping that team grow? Or do you think he's just another one of those drivers and he could possibly get Impala into the show?
No, see, I take full blame for possibly stalling out Kev Shearer's career because I could have easily expanded to a third car for last season in the MDCS, but I didn't. I decided to put him on the affiliate FAR, who'd had bad luck with Fitzwater season 1, 2, and then season 3, it wasn't much of the same. So Shearer left. I apologize for that because he could have had a possibly great career, but I'm not doubting his talent. And you saw his qualifying speed in the 07 Impala, obviously has one of the better super speedway programs, and I think he might be the dark horse for this weekend.
And true, Impala last season, they sat the car on the pole for the Mountain Dew Custom Series with Alex Tanker in that '07 team. Now, with some bigger underdogs coming up in this duel, such as the brand new team Gatlin Downey Incorporated with Jose Perez, Ford Performance Racing coming back with Maxwell Fye, and Camden Luca, of course, he's injured, coming back with PNC Racing after they had a bunch of a problem. Do you think any of those guys, they're all mostly starting in the back of the field, do you think any of them will be able to drive their way up and shock everyone making it into the show?
Looking at the lineup, I think that Gatlin Downey Incorporated was really set back by their issue. Obviously, they had a pretty big crash, but nothing compared to Lucas in the MDCS qualifying. For Ford Performance Racing and Maxwell Phi, I'm not really sure. They do have a lot of funding this season, but I think they will be overlooked by Butcher Gatorade Motorsports. For Luca, I'm not sure if he's going to do anything. You got Vargas and Buttersworth in the stool as well. I think those guys are wild cards. I think they might run good, but they also could not run the best. But also, you see far down in this lineup, Matthew Eves, boy, his speed weeks is going awful. He got crash damage at Homestead, and then he had mechanical issues in qualifying, and neither of his cars made it in the MDCS duel. So obviously, his team would have liked the Butterball sponsorship because they just can't seem to bring the heat this year.
Now, that being said, you've had a couple run ins in the offseason with Matthew Eves, and the fact that his team did not make the Valvoline 200. Do you think that he's going to be able to, that he's just going to be driving aggressively and trying to get in, try to push Irving Allison in because Irving Allison, his own driver, is driving for BK Racing today? Do you think he's going to get a little aggressive with you during the race if they come up together?
I'm prepared for it. I mean, yeah, obviously he's not the happiest with me, and especially here, I'm taking shots at him on live broadcast, but he'll do it. I'm sure he'll make the field. He'll try and help Irving the best he can, but it'll really just come down to the actual race because there's no sense of tearing the car up in the duel for no reason.
Now, one more thing before we go green here, and I let you get into your car for the race, of course. You're starting on pole, and you flung out a time that was 0.3 faster than the rest of the field, only slower than Matty Porta. Do you think your speed is going to be able to get you into this race? Well, not into the race. Of course, you're already into the race. But do you think you could win this race and or just win the Crown Royal 300 this coming weekend? Because you've had a winless streak going back all the way to Season 1 Mountain Dew Custom Series. Do you think you can bring that back and bring some luck this season to get you into victory lane again?
Well, for Daytona itself, the thing that got me Porta and also Reed those good times is because the weather rolling in, the wind was shifting a lot, and the wind just blew in our favor on the back straightaway, which allowed us to pick up a lot more speed than anyone else could. But for this season, I think the team's going in with high heads because we've got Anderson Reed and Austin Murray, two of the most two championship contenders last year in the RBSTS East, and obviously Reed won two MDCS races at the big tracks for the small team. And then obviously we traded Logan Cloud for Carson Bowers, just adding more star power to the truck team, along with myself and Tib Foster. So we have all three MDCS champions on the truck team. So I think we've got a lot of high expectations, but our trucks aren't the best compared to Burkhart Maurice and GoDaddy, as well as DOEFS Incorporated. So I'm not sure. We're just going to have to see, and we hope to get a couple wins this season.
Well, I think Auto, with their speed, you also have your defending Mountain Dew Custom Series champion Tib Foster driving for the team as well this season. Do you think Tib is ready for the big time, the big trucks, or do you think that you probably should have kept him in there for another season?
No, I'm fully confident, especially because we got Matthew Eves and what's his name? DJ Gibson. Sorry, just drew a blank right there. But Tib was very consistent last season, although he won once at Road America. The consistency what's got him the championship, and I feel like he could be consistently midfield and maybe sneak his way into the chase this season. And we're gonna try, like we do in the MDCS, at least for our main heavy hitter cars. We're gonna try and balance them out with the upgrade points. Obviously, with there's rumored changes to the upgrade point system, as well as experience points coming in. That's really gonna change up the game for upgrading these cars. So we're gonna try and play the strategy to the best that we can and get some good results.
Well, that's good by you. Now, the officials have said they're going to waive the start a little bit. They got some more track cleanup to do before the race starts. However, now the final driver we haven't talked about. Well, we have two more, I guess we should say. First of all, with your team, Carson Bowers, he struggled a lot in both qualifyings. Do you think that's going to harm you the rest of the season with other qualifying events? Maybe him starting back in the back furthermore? Could that be an issue when you're fighting for a championship?
Well, the trade between Cloud and Bowers happened not the start of the offseason, so we're kind of behind on like getting him used to the shop, used to the feel of the Dodges and stuff. Because he's been with Toyota and Ford for the start of his career, but he's just still got to get acclimated to himself. He got acclimated himself after a poor qualifying. He raced into the MDCS show, even though he was locked in, and the duel gives him another chance to feel the draft with the trucks. So he should be able to get up there and do just fine.
In your final truck, in the last duel, Anderson Reed, he started second, he finished second, and he was up front the entire day. Do you think that he might be able to be brought up to more races this season than just super speedways and get him possibly even ready for a full-time stint in the trucks next season?
Well, the truck's running, I believe, 14 races with the 04. We have 5 for Reed and Murray each. I know Reed is running the plate tracks, obviously. I believe possibly Pocono as well because he won there. And I think he's running at all the larger tracks. You have Casey Mears, our new affiliate, coming on for 4 races, and then Austin Murray for the last 5 as well, because we're trying to keep things as equal as we can with our prospects so that the best one moves up, because we plan for season 5 on bumping that 04 full time in the truck series.
Now that'll be good. And let's talk about your Dodge like rival, I guess. Texas Star Racing. They rushed up Eli Bright after Riley Spurlitube was injured at Indianapolis. So Eli, he has not really been in a truck that much. They ran a couple races with him in the 28 last season. Didn't really show too much, but had some flashes of success. And then Colton Yo. Colton was supposed to drive full-time in the MDCS this season, but he demanded to be allowed into the truck, so JJ let him have it. Do you think those two rookies, Eli and Colton, will have anything on your rookies, or do you think you have the better group of young guns coming up into the series?
Personally, just as Dodge as a whole, we've done like a little bit of work with Texas Star on just getting the engines the best possibility we can, and me and Jay are still good friends, even though the season one battle happened. We never were really too much of a rivals after that. So I feel like Eli has the chance. Obviously, Spurley 2 getting injured is what not only Spurley 2 himself, but the team owner wants. So Eli moving up isn't a bad decision because he was in I want to say was top 10 in the points last year in the MDCS. He had some good runs in the 82 and the 43, so splitting two teams isn't easy for anyone, but Eli proved that it is possible that you can get some good runs in there. But my concern is with Colton Yo because he not only he demanded to move up, but I believe Valero wanted him up as well because they saw Eli move up. And I'm just concerned because Yo really didn't impress me last year at all in that MDCS. So I'm not sure how that 21 is going to fare as well because that truck doesn't have a charter.
And it is interesting. We still have a lot of drivers left that need to make it in, race in on charters. Of course, Anjado has the rest of their cars in on their charters. So, Peter, they're calling the drivers to the trucks. We'll tune in with you on the pace lap real quick, and you can tell us what the track's feeling like and what to expect during this race. But good luck today, and let's see you bring that car to victory lane.
I'll hope to.
All right, so as the drivers are starting to get into their trucks, the national anthem will be playing, and we'll be getting ready for the call to the green flag. A lot of drivers are still waiting to lock themselves into the show, and a lot of drivers are still waiting for that big one. We have not seen a crash yet today, but we're thinking that it could happen soon. We're just a few short minutes away from the call to the green flag. We'll get ready to talk to our in-race reporter, Peter Onjak, at some time during this race. As we come on around, Peter Onjak out in front, and it's Jake Galloway in the 30. He starts in second with Paul Jackson and Aiden Burkhart in row 2. In row 3 is Archibald Buttersworth and DJ Curtis. Row 4, Tib Foster and Kev Shearer. In row 5, Colton Yo and Jacob Edson. We'll go down the rest of the way here. In row 6 is Christian Vargas and Brady Burkhart. Row 7, Logan Cloud and Serena Sankoon. Row 8, Jay Jefferson and Sebastian Kukulon. Row 9, Ryan Butcher, Carson Bowers. Row 10, Maxwell Fye and Larry Hagan. Row 11, Camden Lucas still racing on that injured ankle. Alongside him is defending champion Blake Maurice. In row 12, Alex Kraft and Irving Allison. Row 13, Matthew Eves and Sam Oskin. And row 14, the Gatlin Downey Incorporated late entry of Jose Perez in that U-Haul 35. So as the trucks are sitting on the grid getting ready to go racing, we just want to say from both Peter Onjak, who is in the truck right now, and me, thank you guys for tuning in to both the MDCS and CRTS duels. Consolation races will be up tomorrow morning, most likely. They will be premiered. Peter Onjak and Jake Galloway, the front row. Jake Galloway, the team is looking for sponsorship, and they could be getting that sponsorship due to that qualifying run. But the drivers are getting those belts tight one more time. They're getting everything hooked up, and the teams are going back to the war wagons. Let's go ahead down trackside for the final command of the day for duel number 2 in the Crown Royal Truck Series.
Drivers, start your engines.
And now we are going to start rolling out onto the track. It's going to be a great 27 truck 10 lap event. But as we said, let's go ahead. Since he is in the truck now, let's talk to our in-race reporter real quick before the race, Peter Onjak. Hey, Peter, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do, Brandon.
All right.
Track's feeling basically how I remember it from qualifying because seems like the wind might be helping us through turns 1 and 2 and part of the back straightaway, so we might not have as much speed as we did in qualifying, but we hope for the best, and if we got some good trucks behind us, we'll have no problem winning this thing.
Well, Tibbs only a few rows back. You think you can hook up with him real quick? Did you talk team strategy before this race?
Definitely, but I can't talk about that on the air.
All right, well, good luck today. Get those belts pulled tight one more time, and let's get ready to race.
Yep.
So Peter Onjak, he's rolling this truck down on the pole. He had the second fastest qualifying time, of the weekend. And right now, Peter is, as long as he survives this duel, survives these 10 laps, he will be starting second for the race, no matter where he finishes. As they run, it's Jake Galloway would be the first one locked in, with Archibald Buttersworth second, third, DJ Curtis, fourth, the 07 of Kev Shearer, and fifth would be Colton Yo in the 21. Those are the drivers that are non-chartered that would be able to race into the show if it were to end right at the start. But a lot of drivers left behind them. You see the 98 of Christian Vargas, the 23 of Serena Sankoon. Further back, also the 76 of Maxwell Fye, the 35 Jose Perez. We're coming down for 10 laps here at Daytona, the final 10 laps. It's been 40 laps run today as soon as this race is over. Paul Jackson trying to get right to the back of Peter Onjak. Coming on around, it's a 10-lap shootout. We're racing at Daytona. Onjak jumps right out into the lead. He's going to pull on ahead just like Anderson Reed did in his duel. Paul Jackson in the 9. He's going to look down to the inside, trying to make an early move. It's not going to work. Peter throws the block, and that's going to be the race lead for that number 44, Peter Onjak. Right behind him, Jake Galloway is going to be up on the outside line. Outside line could work, especially if Peter jumps up there early. Just like all the leaders, they're all going to jump up to that outside line. This track has been repaved and reconfigured since last season, and it looks like it's making the outside line a bit more useful. Paul Jackson with the momentum. He dives up the middle. Now he's on the bottom 3 wide as they're behind him. Tib Foster now. He is also locked into the show. He is now 3 wide with Archibald Buttersworth. You got DJ Curtis. Oh, close between Logan Cloud and Kev Shearer further back there. Tib does not get the exit he wanted. And Archibald Buttersworth, the Domino's Pizza, number 52. He's up into third. Peter Onjak drops to second. Paul Jackson in the 9, he's up into the race lead, but Peter Onjak sits in second. From the back, you got Jake Galloway side by side with Archibald Buttersworth. Those two are still, those two are the open trucks. They are right now up there with Colton Yo would be the 3rd one locked in. And the battle between Christian Vargas, he's 4th. Serena Sankoon versus DJ Gibson. That is the battle for that 5th transfer spot. You also got Camden Luca further back there. Alex Kraft for Sauber Racing Team. Justin Knight drove this truck in the Clash, but they did buy a charter over the offseason. They are in the show. Kev Shearer real close to DJ Curtis right there. Might have gotten a piece of him, but back up front, Peter Onjak all over the back of Paul Jackson as they run. Jake Galloway diving down in that 30 truck. He's going to look for that 3rd position against Archibald Buttersworth. The 30 team, the racing group, trying to get themselves into the show no matter what they're locked in with that 4th fastest qualifying time. Now Peter Onjak, Paul Jackson, they tandemed away. Peter jumps to the inside of Paul Jackson. That's the battle for the race lead. The whole pack, all 27 trucks rushing off a turn number 2 as they come down. Onjak goes all the way up, tries to throw the block on Jackson, and does. Now Colton Yo in the 21. He looks to the inside. Cloud gets shoved 3 wide with Ryan Butcher. Jake Galloway there. No, they're going to be 3 wide going through the corner. Galloway gives some room to his fellow teammate Colton Yo as they come off the corner. They're going to slide up. Almost contact with Tib Foster in the middle as Colton Yo came right on up, and he's going to try to block Tib. They almost go 4 wide there. Tib had to make an evasive maneuver, but he continues on. Jake Galloway now down on the inside. This is the battle, and there's Colton Yo. There's Ryan Butcher, Serena Sankoon. Look at Camden Luca. He didn't get his CLM, Camden Luca Motorsports Toyota, into the show earlier. Now he's up here with PNC Racing. As they run again, the open trucks. Jake Galloway takes the lead with Colton Yo in second. Would be the second one. Serena Sankoon would be the 3rd one. 4th would be Camden Luca. And as they run, there's Matthew Eves. DJ Gibson would be the 5th truck in that number 13. Sliding up the track goes Serena Sankoon under Ryan Butcher. That's going to be a battle, but Butcher, Gatorade Motorsports looking for the race lead. Serena Sankoon going to jump to the inside. It's starting to get that shuffle. The outside line, nothing's working as they go around. Peter Onjak dropping back, but Butcher now in that 16. He is now your race leader. Serena Sankoon in the 23 down. On the inside, truck into the wall. That's Tib Foster. He bounces off of the wall. Look at Jose Perez in that 35. He's up here trying to put this underdog performance into the show. Jay Jefferson dropping to the back. Kev Shearer's back here. Samet Oskin as well. There's Irving Allison. He didn't make the show. Camden Luca takes the 71 to the race lead. All 27 cars under a blanket still, but it's Camden Luca and PNC Racing right now in the race lead. He did not qualify this truck. Tony Green stepped in and put it top 10 on the board, but they had to go to the back due to the driver change. Camden Luca was injured, of course, in open qualifying. He is now leading. Alex Kraft and Sauber Racing Team right behind. Can Kraft finally win on an oval? Kraft has never won in the NSDCA. He's won one race in the JROC. Further back, Archibald Buttersworth into the outside wall. Matthew Eves in the 83. He wants to get up here and win for the team. He left Irving Allison further back in the field, and looks like Irving's going to be done. This second pack, Kev Shearer, Archibald Buttersworth, Irving Allison. Also, Samet Oskin, he's not locked in. Tip Foster further back. There's Larry Hagan in that 3. He is chartered in. Carson Bowers in that 25 working the inside line. Peter Onjak in the middle. These guys are shuffling around. Now Matthew Eves looking for a 3-wide move with Alex Kraft up the middle. Brady Burkhart in that 99. They're all going to slide up together. Almost contact between Blake and DJ now as they are 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. And it's going to be Alex Kraft leading that lap, but Matthew Eves right under him. 4 to go. Who's making the show? Jose Perez and the 35 team, a start-up Dodge team. They are inside the top 5. Looking for a top 3 run. Can he make it into the show? There's Paul Jackson as well in that 9. A couple cars must have gotten into the wall further back. They kind of separated back there. But they are all spread out across this pack. DJ Curtis now going across the line. There's Sebastian Kukulon in the 12. He's working with Paul Jackson and Carson Bowers. Logan Cloud going to jump down there with them. Brady Burkhart remains your race leader. He started on the pole for the Clash. Jose Perez in the 35. He's going to lose some momentum off of the corner. Stacks the inside line up. That's going to give Matthew Eves the run he needed. Look at that. Burkhart Maurice 1-2 now as Matthew Eves, the rookie, jumps back up into second. Now he's going to dive under Brady looking for that race lead. He's so aggressive today. Camden Luca might have gotten into the wall further back. Jose Perez trying to block every line. Paul Jackson bringing Carson Bowers, Logan Cloud right back up there. Also that 98 as they run. 3 to go off of the corner. Paul Jackson looks to the inside in the number 9. Don't forget, he won this race last season in the Crown Royal Truck Series. He won the Crown Royal 300. Now he's looking to win the duel. Carson Bowers jumps to the inside of him with Cloud. 3 by 3 pushing up the track. Bowers gets pushed up the track, as we just said. But now coming off the corner, Bowers has to check up on the inside line. It's Eves versus Jackson for the race lead down the front straightaway as they come. 2 to go. Everyone's trying to shoot around lines. Brady leaves Matthew. They're side-by-side drag race across the line. Can Jackson try to win it? He has no help on the inside. Bowers and Cloud have backed off behind him. 2 cars stuck in the sucker hole further back. That's Kukulon and Oskin. Eves now gets held up by Brady. Brady does not want to work with him. Paul Jackson, your new race leader. Here comes Carson Bowers. Cloud on the inside as they run right now. Let's hit a helicopter cam. Christian Vargas, DJ Curtis, Jose Perez. You see Blake kind of holding people up as they go. Serena Sankoon. And the final non-charter truck is the battle between Camden Luca, Colton Yo. You also have the 52, the 60. There's Jake Galloway. He's in on his time, but he's still trying to fight. Coming around to the white flag. A huge run on the outside. What a move by the Burkhart, Morris, and Maurice drivers. Eves and Burkhart to the race lead in the 2-car tandem. Last season, it was Aiden Burkhart pushing Matthew Eves almost to the win. Now the Burkhart Maurice tandem pulling away, launching away from the field. Can Matthew Eves try to win it? And there is the 99 in second. Jackson now stuck on the outside line. He has to try to get some help to get back up there. Teammate Logan Cloud for GoDaddy Motorsports. Between Jackson and Cloud, they're going to push to the lead. Here comes Brady Burkhart. He jumps to the inside in that 99. It's going to be a drag race coming around. Logan Cloud dunks down with the 99. Jackson up high with the 83. We're going to come off the corner. It's going to be a drag race. No, Brady's going to go try the slide job. He does. He throws the block. Eves dives to the inside with Jackson. It's going to be a drag race to the line. 2 by 2. Matthew Eves wins duel number 2. Matthew Eves edges his team owner by 1/100th of a second in the final duel. What a run by Matthew Eves at the end. He had all the momentum he could. Paul Jackson with the help. He's going to have to owe him one in the race, but Paul comes up third, and the 5 drivers going into the show. Christian Vargas, the underdog, Jose Perez, DJ Curtis, Camden Luca will make the show in the 71, and the final truck in, Serena Sankoon for BK Racing. Matthew Eves does it in the 83 car. And while they come on down, let's talk to Peter Onjak real quick. He finished 24th. Of course, he's still in via his charter and starting on the front row. But Peter, what did it look like in the car down there on track?
I don't really know what happened. We just got shuffled high and they just fell back. I mean, we knew we were in, so we just decided to play conservative because if we weren't going to get the win, why race in the midfield? You're just going to ask to get wrecked there.
Now, what about Matthew Eves taking that truck to the win?
He won?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, he passed Brady right at the end to take the win.
Man.
Well, hey, at least Carson was up there,
I
right?
guess the plate tracks are the only tracks that he can win at anyways.
Hey, he's won Talladega, he's won Daytona, so he's swept both plate tracks. Gonna put up on screen there for all the viewers.
Doesn't really matter
finish
if
right
you
there.
win it or not anyways.
Yeah, but he's gonna be starting right up behind you in the Crown Royal 300. What do you think about that?
If he wants to wreck me on the first lap, he can go ahead, but he's just asking for it to come right back to him, and it will if he gets into me, trust me.
All right, but let's talk real quick about your drivers at the end of this race. Carson Bowers pulled out a 4th position from starting in the back. Tib Foster, though, he got into the wall a little bit. He finished back there with you in 21st. How was it seeing Carson drive his way through the field, get up there, and finish in the top 5?
Bowers played it smart, just like he did in the MDCS race. He waited in the back, and then once it was go time, he went and he got even further than he did in the MDCS race, so I'm proud of that for him. Tib just got into the wall. There was a bunch of guys getting into the wall there coming off the trial. I think the air was just packing them weird there, so it happens, but we can come from behind.
Well, thank you for tuning in and being part of the broadcast crew this weekend here at Daytona. So we thank you for doing that, Peter, for all 4 races. And we thank you guys for tuning in for every single one here today at Daytona. And a great job. Matthew Eves takes home the race win after a big push from Paul Jackson. And signing off, this has been Brandon Morris and
Peter Onjak.
We thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys at the Valvoline 200 and Crown Royal 300 here at Daytona. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys at the next one.